presentation, we will talk about intercepts. Let's think of the word intercept and consider what it means. If you intercept something, you cross its path. The x-intercept of a graph is the x-coordinate of the point where it crosses the x-axis. Look at the diagram of the graph of the line. 5, 0 is where the line crosses the x-axis. Therefore, the x-intercept is 5. The y-intercept of a graph is the y-coordinate of the point where it crosses the y-axis. Look at where the graph of the line crosses the y-axis. It is at 0, -10. Therefore, the y-intercept is -10. How can we find the x and y intercepts of a line? What is the value of y for the point where the line crosses the x-axis? Correct, it is 0. What is the value of x for the point where the line crosses the y-axis? X is 0 at the point where the line crosses the y-axis. Now let's use this information. We need to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept of the graph of 2x plus 7y equals 28. We know from previous experience that this equation is a linear equation and it graphs as a line. To find the x-intercept, let's substitute 0 for y and solve for x. We're going to write the original equation. 2x plus 7y equals 28. Now substitute 0 for y and solve for x. And x is solved to 14. Now let's do the same to find the y-intercept. The original equation is 2x plus 7y equals 28. This time we will substitute 0 for x, and y is 4. The x-intercept is 14, and the y-intercept is 4. In the previous slide, we found the x-intercept and the y-intercept of the graph 2x plus 7y equals 28. The x-intercept was 14 and the y-intercept was 4. I want you to think about how we could check that answer to see if it is correct. We can check this answer in 2 ways. The x-intercept is 14, therefore, the graph of the line crosses the x-axis at 14, 0. This point is on a line, and it is a solution to the equation. So if we substitute it into the equation, we can make sure it's a true statement. And there you see, we've substituted 14, 0 into the equation for x and y, and it comes out to a true statement. Likewise, the y-intercept is 4, and the point 0, 4 must be on a line, and therefore it must be a solution to the equation. So let's substitute 0, 4 for the values of x and y into the equation, and we see that it comes out to a true statement. We can also check our solution by graphing the equation and see where it crosses the x and y axis. Although this is considered an estimate and not necessarily an exact answer, it will be a good method for our purposes. Find the x and y intercept of the graph of the equation. 3x plus 2y equals 6. Remember to find the x-intercept by putting in 0 for y and solving for x, and find the y-intercept by putting 0 in for x and solving for y. Please pause the video and do that problem. The x-intercept is 2 and the y-intercept is 3. I hope you got the correct answer. Remember, the graph crosses the x-axis at 2, 0, and it crosses the y-axis at 0, 3. Here's another problem for you to practice. Find the x and y-intercept of the graph of this equation. You may pause the video to do this. The x-intercept is 2.5 and the y-intercept is -5. If you do not get the correct answer, please go back and find your errors. Up until this lesson, we have been graphing by making XY tables. Now we want to graph with intercepts. Any line in a plane can be defined with 2 points. Stated differently, 2 points will define any line in a plane. So only one line can be drawn between any 2 points in a plane. Let's use that information. Now we will graph by using x and y intercepts. Take this example. Graph the line with an x-intercept of -3 and a y-intercept of a y-intercept of 2. That information gives us 2 points in the coordinate plane that are on the line which we want to graph. The x-intercept is -3, so let's plot the point -3, 0. The y-intercept is 2, so let's plot the point 0, 2. That will give us 2 points through which we may draw a line with a straight edge, and voila, we have the graph of our line. In this problem, we will find the intercepts and then graph the equation. The equation is y equals 2x minus 10. Please pause the video and find the intercepts. The x-intercept is 5 and the y-intercept is -10. So let's graph points 5, 0 and 0, -10. And through those 2 points, we may use a straight edge to graph the line. And that is the line of the equation y equals 2x minus 10. So now you have a second method for graphing. Instead of making a table, we can find the intercepts and graph